Hello Muglet, so today I'm discussing what you get from 140 AR40 Artifact dungeon runs. I actually did closer to 200, but I didn't record them all. And like I did last time, we're going to start with the montage of the drops. This time it will be more musical. I spent like 6 hours on this. Someone said I should turn the montage into music, so that's what I did. If you didn't see the first video on this, here are the rules. When you hear this sound, that means we did not get a 5-star from the run. If you hear this sound,
nice,
that means we did get a 5-star from the run. This will go by pretty quickly, so if you have any sensitivity to like flashing stuff, because you know it's like a bunch of screenshots and such going really fast, then be warned. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at this catastrophe.
nice, 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 nice.
Okay, so there was that. I hope you enjoyed it. It doesn't look like much, but it's honest work. So the actual results and sort of average drop chance for 5 stars should be on screen. It's sort of like everyone's been saying already, about a 1 in 3 when you're farming at AR40. I have been farming quite a bit now that we've reached AR45, and you are indeed guaranteed a 5-star for every run. So I wouldn't go too hard with the artifact farming before AR45, but considering 4 stars aren't that bad anyway, I'd still recommend, you know, getting at least a couple of good sets. Like if you have a Venti, you know, getting a 4-star set of Viridescent would help you a lot, because unless you're really spamming resin and like chest farming like a madman, it's gonna take a while from 40 to 45 anyway, so you may as well enjoy the boost from like a Viridescent set or an Oblige set on one of your supports. Anyway, what we're going to do now is take a look at a lot of the 5 stars we actually were able to pick up from there. There are a few sets we won't be looking at, like the Thunder set, because I hadn't farmed those at AR40, I just now started farming them at AR45. But mostly Oblige, Viridescent, and the other subsets that come with it. We also do have a few fire artifacts in here. This was one of the ones we got it to 20. The substats are kind of mediocre, honestly, but whatever. Crit damage main gave it to Mona, because she also has a crit rate weapon, so you know, some nice little criticals in there. These we also do not farm, they are from other places. Here was one we gave to our Barbara. This is an off piece, also not that great, but it's, you know, it's okay. Here's a 5-star Viridescent piece we gave to Venti. Again, not the best. I just kind of felt like going for a crit Venti. And when he does crit, you know, it's some pretty decent numbers. As a side effect of going for Viridescent, we also got a lot of Maiden's Beloved. This one is quite good for Barbara. Energy recharge, HP, you know, those are the main things she wants, honestly. Here we have more energy recharge, some flat HP, pretty good. Again, energy recharge, flat HP. This one unfortunately was not that good, but you know, it has main stat HP and it completed the set. Here's Mona's Oblige Flower. Haven't gotten that to 20 yet because it's not that great. There's crit rate there, which is cool, but yeah, that's it. Here we have a defense, Maiden's Beloved. Yeah, I mean, it has flat defense, energy recharge, you know, it's fine, I guess. Here we have another one for Noelle, energy recharge, defense percent. So again, those two things are really nice. Another one for Noelle, defense percent, flat defense. What more can you really ask for there? I mean, I could ask for more if I was going for a DPS Noelle, but she's really just there as a secondary healer for Abyss. And then we come to the ones that actually aren't equipped on anyone, so these are mostly not going to be all that great. Here we do have attack, crit damage, and elemental mastery. You know, it's really not that bad, but then we got defense, and then the defense got boosted, so I was like, meh, forget it. Here we have hydro damage bonus. I was thinking about giving this to Noelle as her off piece, but yeah, there's really only crit rate here, and I kind of give up on it pretty quickly. This plume only has crit rate, but again, I was like, I know that's not going to keep up, so if it did like only go to crit rate, it'd still be an amazing plume, but that's so unlikely. Here we have another crit damage Oblige mask. I was raising alongside this one, but then this one just rolled a little bit better, and as you can see, this one is pretty much as bad as it can come. besides the main stat, I guess. All 3 flat stats. That seems to be a pretty common trend with my artifacts, actually. Yeah, I was kind of raising a lot of these plumes to +4, +8 because I was trying to get a decent one for Venti. This one isn't horrible either, you know, energy recharge attack is fine for him. But yeah, for the rest of the 5 stars, I'm just going to go through them and point out any like really good sounding ones or really bad sounding ones. Average-ish ones like this one I'll just ignore. Here we have a decent plume with crit rate and crit damage, always love to see that. And then most of the ones down here with like 3 substats are all just pretty meh. They usually have at least one okay substat and then the others are like bad. Like, you know, you have attack, crit rate, then HP. This one would have been really nice if the main stat wasn't HP. Artifacts starting with 3 subs can still be good though, like the 4th one is hidden, and if it's a good stat and you already have 1 or 2 good stats on it, then you know, it can turn into a decent artifact. Like this one for example, you know, it's attack percent on a goblet, which isn't usually the best, but it depends on the character really, and then we have crit rate, element mastery, and then you know, defense. But the 4th one could be like crit damage or energy recharge. I think we found one of the worst 5 stars that can exist. Because there's already flat attack there, it can't be in the substats, and we have flat defense, flat HP, and then defense percent. Here we have a pyro damage bonus on the Viridescent set. Always love to see that. And a physical damage bonus right next to it. I think this is the 3rd time calling this out. It's still so dumb. Here we go, another very close to worst possible. I mean, considering it is on the Maiden set, and it does have HP percent there, it's going to be really good for Barbara, but I already have a good flower for Barbara anyway, so yeah. Here we go, we have healing bonus on the circlet and then the 3 flat stats. If the 4th one was HP percent, would not be bad for Barbara either, but I'd say my Barbara is fairly finished, so I'm not really looking for artifacts for her, honestly. And yeah, you know, pretty much I would say 80% of them are mediocre, middle of the road, 1 or 2 good subs, you know. Obviously the correct main stat is harder on some than others, like the goblets of course. But yeah, it's still pretty rare to find one that sticks out as being really good or really bad. I guess while we're here, I can show you some of the best artifacts I've recently raised, and that is this Thunderflower here. Raised this yesterday. We got a massive 14.8 crit rate on it. Not much else. The element mastery did get boosted a couple times, which isn't like the worst thing ever. We also have 5 crit damage there. The flat attack didn't get touched, which was cool. And then I believe we also have this feather for the same. You know, it's definitely not as good, but we also have 12.4 crit rate here, which is, you know, always nice to see. 5.3 attack, and then we have HP and defense, which didn't get bumped, I don't think, too much. And then the Hourglass here at least does have a decent amount of crit damage on it, and, you know, some more elemental mastery, which is whatever. But then, yeah, almost 20% defense. Thankfully, at least the flat defense didn't get touched. But I was actually very surprised at the quality of these artifacts that I got at AR45. It might just be coincidence, honestly, but it's kind of weird that these two, which I got pretty much within the last day or 2, are some of the best that I've ever had. And then for the final piece, I actually decided to go 4 stars so I can get absolutely perfect substats. And of course the electro damage bonus here. You can see these substats down here are, I mean, you must be incredibly jealous of them, I can imagine, but yeah. That, you know, so that's why, you know, going 4 stars sometimes is really good. We can also take a look at the 4 stars I've raised because, you know, it's not all about 5 stars. Here is Animo damage bonus, which I needed for Venti. We have, you know, energy recharge, element mastery, 2 really important subs for him. All around it's fine. That's not equipped on anyone, so we're going to ignore it, but it's, you know, decent. Then we have hydro damage bonus. We have on Mona here, you know, 14.3 crit damage. Sadly, little crit rate, but you know, it is what it is. This one is also on Mona. I'd say it's literally perfect substats. Sadly, it didn't look like they got boosted much. This may have been one that started with 2 subs. I think Element Mastery may have gotten bumped twice, but then that's like it. Energy Recharge for Venti. I love spamming his ult, and he can do that. The subs are absolute garbage, but thankfully I think Elemental Mastery did get bumped once, so you know, that's cool. Another one for Venti, you know, crit rate, energy recharge. I still do have a Gladiator piece on Kaching because I have like no other crit rate. But yeah, I guess you get the gist of it. I'll quickly cycle through these. If you're really interested, you can, but they're all pretty much mediocre. Artifact farming is such a pain in the ass, so I was incredibly happy when I got actually a good one for once. And it actually rolled well, you know, avoided that flat attack, mainly. But yeah, of course, your luck could be better or worse, mainly on the artifact drops. I think once you do enough runs, you will get about 1 out of 3, you know, 5 stars. But just because it's a 5-star doesn't mean it's going to be good. I guess that was the main point of that little showcase there. But yeah, make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Dropping a like on this video if you did enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.